Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Wednesday. It's September the 4th. I was about to say August. I can't believe August is already gone, but we're already into fall months here, and a few days into September. So it's hard to believe it's gone by that quickly, but it has. But anyway, this was really kind of a quiet day. We had a big move in the overnight, somewhat of a correction. And then from that point on, you'd want to look for a measured move. There's leg one. And from here, you'd look for a measured move if we continue higher. We're not going to be anywhere near that. That was a pretty big move this morning, but you can see that would have been, I don't know what's going on with my chart here. It's just acting really funny. I'm getting like double stuff here, but you can see that would have been measured moves way up there. In other words, we didn't get any. Well, hang on a minute. Let's try that again. I moved the wrong line. No wonder. Measured moves right there. We still didn't get anywhere near that. That's pretty steep. So, but that's what I would have been shooting for. And you notice that we did continue to trade up right into the close. We got a little sideways up here, but we're still heading higher right into the close. And that's generally what you would expect on a day like this. Put this back over there. But anyway, most of the day we actually traded inside the overnight highs and lows. I mean, notice just the last little bit we got outside of there going into 2 o'clock. So the highs were right here. So this is somewhat of just a flat kind of range day with the majority of it had just a slight upward bias to it. So anyway, let's back out and talk about the trades. 7 o'clock came during this move up here, and there's a failed second entry short here, but you're going long right into the EMA. Okay, I had interruption like usual, but you had a failed second entry short here, so you had to go long right into the EMA, and we were really working down here. You'd already had a break and a new high, and there was a possibility that this could have been a little steeper at that point. So I didn't like going long here, and once you got up here, it's just not a very good setup or anything. And then suddenly we're going the wrong way, and we kind of confirm this trend line here. Notice that you got a new high here, first entry, and then second entry, and a big bearish bar. So when it broke lower there, I like going short. There would have been another opportunity here, but my signal bar is not very good. There's a little hidden second entry short there. But it's a double test is what I really like about it. Notice we made that high. We tested it once, twice, but I just don't have a very good signal bar. So if you had a good signal bar, you may take that. We come back here. This is one, I did not mark this one, but notice how you're coming up here. I don't have my trend line. Let me draw this trend line for you. And we're coming up here and we turn down right there, and there is a double test. What scared me off of this trade right here, actually I meant to draw that right there. This actually turns up. It actually breaks lower and then comes back up and then trades back down. If it would have broke higher first and then turned down, I'd say go short right there. But before you know it, it's closed way down here, and you just don't really want to go short down there. So it comes back right here and gives you another test and a big bearish bar right at the key entry point of the trend line, right at the support resistance is held multiple times across there. That's the ideal place to enter. And you can see this time it still bounces down here, but eventually it breaks on through this time. So that's the ideal trade that I really liked. If you had a little different deal here with a smaller bar, there's no reason I wouldn't enter there, except this bar is just humongous and you're going short right into the previous low, right into the midline. We've had some other support across there. It's just a little iffy with that big bar. So, but notice what happens here. You're coming down, you get you start moving back up, and you turn down right off that key entry point, and there's a new low right there. So first entry, second entry, and that's a bearish bar. It does tick higher here and give you another chance, but there's not much room there to get out. If you've got enough room to get out right there, I'd say take that trade. Otherwise, that's really iffy. It's too dangerous going short right into all that support. But it does push on through and just takes right on down. So again, the better entry was here. But if you had a better setup, a little bit better than what I've got, I'd take that trade. Of course, we come down and we bounce off the lows. You get a little reversal here. Not a very good setup. You still got that trend line working up through there, and it's just not a very good one. So you do get a second entry long right here. I did not mark it. Notice you got that new high first entry, and then it actually went lower and turns and went back up, but it's right back into that EMA. But you are at the midline, and we did come off the low. This is another one that you could probably argue for it to be green, but I was a little afraid of it. You get a higher low right here, but now you're going long right into the EMA. I'd be wanting to look for a short here, and notice there's a new low right there. So you're moving up first entry, and there's a second entry short with a big bearish bar right at the key entry point. That's the place to enter. It's good for a scalp, and then it bounces. But I don't think you want to go long right there. Even though there's a second entry long and a confirmation of that trend line, this is the bigger pattern. It's always a possibility. I don't even like making it green. I'm just not going to mark it. It's so hard to watch one go like that. But if you look at what this would have looked like at the hard right-hand side of the chart, that's too risky. You're going along right into a double top, right into the key, the down working trend. You know it's bouncing there. A lot of times these will work out here into the, fighting off both lines and then drop on down. It's just not a good place to go long. So I'm not even going to mark it. I did want to make a comment here. Somebody had asked in the comments about the significance of a higher low or a lower high. Like right here, you got a new low and you got a higher low right here. The significance of that is that it's just further confirmation that you're making higher highs and higher lows. So right here, you're not so sure that we're going higher, but then you make a higher low right here. Well, you're probably going to get another leg up or an attempt at it like you did here. That's probably not a great example, but let me find one. Or a lower high maybe. I don't see any real good examples. This is a lower high right here, but you got a failed second entry long. Here's one right here. Notice you made that low and then you push up and you made a higher low and then you made another higher low. Well, the significance of those higher lows is that's showing strength. Even though we did back up here before we went higher, that's still showing strength. So, and again, that's the same thing here. You made this low, you made a higher low, then another higher low. That's showing a little bit of strength. Here's one where you get a lower high right here. Notice you made that low and you're moving down and then you come back and you turn down right there. The only reason I didn't like this one because you've already had an overshoot. So you could be going lower there, but at the same time there's a channel working across here and it might be a failed break lower and you may just tick lower and turn right back up and you may get trapped right there. It's a good place to get trapped. And you see it did tick down and fail and turn back up, and that's that important low that I'm always talking about on a failed breakout. And you can see from that point on it was a pretty nice move up, and so those always turn out to be important lows or highs in a lot of cases. So I like those trades, but that's a nice second entry long right there on a failed break lower out of this sideways range, and that's the first break of this trend line. So you expect to try to make a new high anyway. So there's a couple of different reasons to like that to the long side. But notice we're moving up, and if you wait on a higher low, you actually get a failed second entry short right there to double test of that breakout area. I probably would have moved this up by that point. So you get a little double attempt there and a big bullish bar. Well, that's a higher low, so that's why I kind of like that one. I'm not crazy about it because we've already got a new break and a new high in place. Yeah, you may get another leg up, but the better entry was down here and let your runner run. So, but yeah, that's kind of the idea behind uh, higher higher lows, or if you're working down lower highs. This is a lower high, and so you've got one leg down and you make a lower high. You want to see the proof that the market is turning down, and a double top can be considered, or a double bottom can be considered a higher low or a lower high. But you make this high, and even if you had let's just say you made this high, this is a big bearish bar. Well, you'd like to see a little more proof that the uptrend is over by seeing a lower high here. And of course you get that because it made a double top, but you don't get a very good signal bar. But then you do it again and you get a double test, and you still didn't break higher, so that's still considered a lower high, and you made a lower low. So there's a good sign now that we're struggling to go higher and we're starting to make lower lows. So there's a good indication that we're probably going to reverse now. So that's the same thing here. This is just a repeat of it at a little higher level. So hopefully that makes sense to whoever asked that question. But that's the idea, is that a trend that's up is making higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. That's a trend up. A trend down is making lower lows, lower highs. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And so when you start to see that with a lower high, then you're starting, on a correction, then you're starting to see evidence that, yeah, we're going lower again. So hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, kind of a quiet day today. The volume was down. You can see we didn't have near as much volume today, not as many bars. Wasn't a bad day. There's a lot of trades in here, and it was pretty straightforward down. And then once we were going higher, there were a few trades here in the late morning. Not a lot of them. Most of your trades were early on. So, but not a bad day. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll be back again tomorrow to wrap up our week. It's been a short week due to the holiday on Monday, but anyway, hope you had a good trading day. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.